recently central government has filed an affidavit in Supreme Court on the topic of forced conversions, and the center has said that we will bring a law, or we will try to regulate and control the menace of forceful conversion. The topic, the constitutional and legal topic that stems from this news is constitutionality of conversions. Whether religious conversion is protected, or is it given, or is it allowed under Constitution. First thing first, Article 25 of Indian Constitution says freedom of conscience, right? First of all, what we need to understand is that the freedom of, constitution makers are writing this word, freedom of conscience. Conscience is a bigger word than religion. Religion is a very small part of your conscience. For example, in 2017 in Puttaswamy case, Supreme Court said that the freedom to have and propagate political ideology also comes under your conscience. So your conscience is, I am religious, I am not religious, I like to wear this, I like to wear that, I like to have this political ideology. All this is your conscience, right? So first constitutional point is that you need to understand that Article 25 is just not limited to the religion. Freedom of conscience is a very broad, very big term than religion. Then in the article there are three words. Everybody will have equal rights. Listen to me very, very carefully. Everybody will have equal rights to profess, propagate, and practice their religion. You understand what is practicing, right? I am doing puja, I am doing arti, I am practicing. Professing, largely it is same thing, that you are professing something. But the main point here is propagation. And the question is whether the propagation is conversion. Is religious propagation is conversion? Under the religious propagation, can you say that we have the right to convert somebody? And here, let's talk about what was happening in Constituent Assembly. So, we know that freedom of conscience and free propagation, practice and professing religion is a fundamental right. But what most of the people forget is the Article 25 is subject to three things. Freedom of other individuals, sovereignty and integrity of India apart from public health and morality. Apart from health, public order and morality, your Article 25 is subject to freedom of other individuals and the sovereignty and integrity of India. Why? Because if you say that my fundamental right will encroach your fundamental right, then your fundamental right is constitutionally disqualified. Because the essence of having a fundamental right that it will not encroach others' fundamental right, because you are allowed to enjoy your fundamental right within the precincts of your freedom and not to encroach the others' freedom. So, when you say conversion, if that conversion is imposition of will, if that conversion is forceful, it is not constitutional, because propagation cannot be constitutional. Propagation cannot be forceful, right? Then Let's talk about two people, Lok Nath Misra and Lakshmi Mitra. Most of the people would not have heard these names, but these two people, two gentlemen, were part of Constituent Assembly. And these guys said some of the best things on the debate of freedom of religion and propagation and conversion. Now what Lok Nath Mishra said: in no constitution of the world, the right to propagate religion is a fundamental right and justiciable. Listen to me very, very carefully. In no constitution of the world, the right to propagate religion is a fundamental right and justiciable. And he advocated that freedom to propagate religion should not be declared a fundamental right. Loknath Mishra in the Constituent Assembly is saying that freedom to propagate religion should not be declared as a fundamental right, because he knew that this can be abused and this can turn into forceful conversions within the society, and that will change democracy, alter culture, harm civilization. And then there was Lakshmi Mitra. Called for freedom to practice, profess and propagate. He said no, the country must have this freedom of professing, propagating and practicing the religion, because he said since time immemorial we are doing that. What Shankaracharya did, what Buddha did, what Mahavira did, they all propagated their religion by their teachings that influenced people, that influenced humanity, that influence reached beyond boundaries, that has broken the boundaries. Today that is India's soft power. So we must have that right to profess, propagate and practice religion, right? But he said, listen to me here, he said propagation means taking your message, positive message to the humanity, and it does not mean conversion. It does not mean conversion. Propagation does not mean conversion. Propagation means illuminating the humanity, not forcing them to erase their identity. Propagation means being confluence of cultures and not uniforming, not imposing the uniformity of culture, right? And then he said that we must have some because we need to he said we need to understand that people can misuse propagation and they can misuse it for forceful conversions. That is why he said when these forceful conversions happen, it should be tackled by legal means. Loknath Mishra is saying that forceful conversions must be tackled by legal means. It means the government of the day will take care of this and they will make a law against forceful conversions. Precisely what the government is saying now, right? And then propagation does not necessarily mean seeking converts by force of arms, by sword or by coercion. Committee on Fundamental Rights was headed by Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel in Constituent Assembly, and they said conversion from one religion to another religion brought about by coercion or undue influence shall not be recognized by law. If you forcefully convert, listen to me carefully, it has answers of three pressing questions. If you are forcefully converting somebody, then that conversion will not be recognized by law. It means that conversion will be illegal. That is what the government is saying, that we will come up with a law, right? And then there are few Supreme Court judgments. The first one is fundamental right to propagate and disseminate their religious beliefs, ideas and views for the benefit and edification of others. Supreme Court said that Article 25 is to educate. Article 25 is for benefit of the humanity and it is not for belittling the humanity or not for belittling identity of others. It should expand your horizon. You believe in one religion, you can profess another religion, and you can seek acceptance from others. Rather than saying that your religion is bad and there should only be one religion, that is my religion. That should not happen. Then, what Article 25 grants is not the right to convert another person to one's own religion, but to transmit or spread one's religion by an exposition of its tenets. Supreme Court is saying that. Profession does not mean you are forcing other person to convert. You are just professing, you are just propagating the right message of peace, love and humanity to the others. Conversion amounts to violation of freedom of conscience, a fundamental right under Article 25(1). These all are the observations of Supreme Court. Honorable Supreme Court is saying that conversion is against freedom of conscience. It violates freedom of conscience, 25(1). And then, the institutions under Article 26 and 30 have the right to establish and administer themselves, but their administration does not include the right to religious conversion. 26 and 30 have the right to establish and propagate, to spread the message of your religion, but those cannot be used for conversions. And then, Justice B.P. Jeevan Reddy observed that citizens of this country are free to profess, practice and propagate such religion, faith or belief as they choose. The important word is they. They choose themselves and not to be imposed by others. Then, Madras High Court has asked the Tamil Nadu government to frame guidelines against forced religious conversions in government schools. Article 28 states that no religious instruction shall be provided in any educational institution wholly maintained out of state funds. So, Madras High Court has asked Tamil Nadu government to check the menace of religious conversions in the government school because it is against Article 28. So if anybody asks you this question, propagation is conversion, critically examine. You have to understand that first you will talk about the positive meaning of propagation. Right? You are talking about, we are giving message of peace, humanity and all that, and then you will say that propagation cannot mean forceful conversions. Right? So that is something that is in news. We have done that while doing polity, but I thought to revise it again. Send newspapers.